You better get to one of the stores, get some flowers, get some of the candy, get a card, something, stuffed animal, something. Don't end up in the hot water. We told you right here. You need to do something. Hey, if anybody has an update that they can give me, that would be great. But I will bring what I know so far. There is a traffic accident that took place on the eastbound side of Highway 27 at the intersection of Northwest 60th Avenue. As of 8:30 this morning, the vehicles had not yet been removed, and traffic was backed up from 60th Avenue all the way back to where Horse and Hound is at 80th Avenue, 225A. So that was half an hour ago. So hopefully it's improved some, but I know that it's probably not improved totally. So there's a traffic accident on the eastbound side of West Highway 27 at the intersection of Northwest 60th Avenue. As of 30 minutes ago, the vehicles had not been removed and traffic was backed up all the way back to 80th. So if anybody has an update on that traffic accident, 622-9622 is the number to call to let me know so I can get it out to other listeners so that they can make appropriate arrangements if they're in that area. But again, that's a traffic accident on the eastbound side of West Highway 27 at the intersection of Northwest 60th Avenue. As of half an hour ago, the vehicles were still blocking the roadway. So if anybody has an update, 622-9622 is the number to give us a call to tell us what's going on the roadways. Or if you know of any accidents around town that you want to let us know about, 622-9622 is the number to call. It is Valentine's Day, which for some people is not a very good day. It's a day that you remember a tragedy, an unspeakable tragedy that took place 4 years ago on this day, and that is the school shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Broward County, down in Parkland, Florida. The innocent lives of Alyssa Aldhadef, Scott Beigel, Martin Aguano, Nicholas DeWart, Aaron Feiss, Jamie Gutenberg, Chris Hickson, Luke Hoyer, Kara Loughran, Gina Montalto, Joaquin Oliver, Alana Petty, Meadow Pollock, Helena Ramsey, Alex Schachter, Carmen Schintrup, and Peter Wang were lost when a person viciously opened fire on them at the high school at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School on Valentine's Day 4 years ago. It was a day that changed how schools are protecting Florida. Now, through state law and everything, you got to have a resource officer at every school. It was a very strange day that day. I remember it. I was doing my Common Sense show when somebody texted me and said, "Did you hear about the school shooting?" And I had not at that point, and so it was one of those days where, a 19-year-old gunman who'd been a student at the school, he went in and opened fire. He left 17 students and faculty members dead and 17 others wounded. Last year, he pled guilty to 34 counts of premeditated attempted murder. His sentence, which could result in the death penalty, has repeatedly been delayed, and they cite COVID issues for why they did that. But the governor has ordered all flags at half-mast to honor the Parkland shooting victims. So flags in Florida to fly at half-staff today to honor the Parkland shooting victims. So if you got a flag hanging out in front of your house or anything, we ask that you hang it at half-mast for the memory of the Parkland shooting victims. And it's one of those situations where, somebody said, well, if he didn't have these type of guns. No, this was a guy that was going to figure out a way to kill people. Just like they did in Columbine. They had bombs and they had lots of things besides just guns to kill people. This was a psychotic person who wanted to kill people, take people's lives. And it's very hard to stop a lone wolf like that because you just don't see it coming. Of course, there was the controversial whether the SRO went, whether he should have went into school or not went into school. And people say, when you hear automatic weapon gunfire like that, do you shelter in place till you get back up? Some people say that was the smart thing to do. Other people say he should have went in, and faced it. And if he dies, well, he was doing it in his line of duty. I can't say what the man should have done at that moment because I wasn't there. I can armchair quarterback and say, he should have went in, and he's paid to run in when people run out. You can say that in hindsight, but you don't know what was going on that day. You don't know, there are rules. I've talked to police officers that said, when you have a automatic weapon like that, you hunker down, find a place of cover, and you wait till backup gets there. It could go either way. But the fact of the matter is 17 people lost their lives. 17 other people were injured on a day that people in that area will remember not as a joyous Valentine's Day, but as a day that they don't want to remember. It was Valentine's Day 4 years ago, the shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. So the governor has asked for said that all state flags will fly at half staff to honor the Parkland shooting victims. So if you have a flag yourself out your house, we ask that you put it at half staff to honor the Parkland shooting victims 4 years ago today. And then, of course, we know later in the year we had the shooting at Forest High School in the same year where one person was shot in the ankle in that school shooting, where former student, 19-year-old, walked on campus with a guitar case with a shotgun in it. Just as it happened, at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, a 19-year-old gunman he'd been a student in the school. He was recognizable by all the staff and all, but at 19, when you got that many students, a couple thousand students, do you remember that he graduated last year? Do you not know he graduated last year if he's not a student of yours, but he looks familiar? I mean, that's a difficult, sticky question. How do you know which person's a student and which person is not when they're 18, 19 years old? And it's a difficult task. It's really a difficult task when you're trying to decipher something like that. It really leads to a difficult situation for the adults on campus there to try to decipher who's a threat and who's not a threat. It's not as easy as ABC. And some people want it, in hindsight, want it to be as easy as ABC, but it's not as easy as ABC every time. There's gray area in everything in life. Nothing is black and white. Nothing's ABC like we would like it to be, because that would make it easier on us. We would like the easy way, but that's not reality. So it's a difficult situation that, the adults are put in on school grounds. And it's one that we hope we don't ever have to address it again, but reality says we probably will, have to address these kind of situations from here on out going forward. We're going to take a break, come back, more on Ocala Talks. You're listening to 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source. Florida's Kids Helping Kids is proud to be hosting the Marion County Fair Winter Carnival. Our chili cook-off for kids is February 26th, as well as our beauty contest. The Marion County Fair will also feature Jimmy Riffle and Sarah from the Gator Boys. It'll have camel rides,